powerful as the session of Sumi Smart Francis, somebody was rejecting it that I'm not a beggar.
Oh, come on, man. The principles.
Asking
you.
This morning, I was telling, I'm like, how would you hear that entire powerful message and you will say, you are not the beggar, you like the song part, that the song is the one that got to you.
I'm like, wow. I wanted to put bullet points of it and post it, but I'm like, should I just dash people that not come for the conference?
They should not collect it like that. It is too much. So, once again, I am seeking JV opportunities. JV opportunities within Ikeja, Alausa, Omoli. Send me a DM, send me a WhatsApp message, send Murayo. Those of you that have Murayo's number, you can send to her, she will get in touch with me. Send it to Nima, she will get in touch with me. Because I want to, I've trained over a year on this matter. I think it's time to take the bull by the horn and do my own parts and do my own projects. So I'm seeking partners for the project. So.
Fantastic, well done.
Nice, lovely.
So we're doing inter-house sports today, tomorrow. This rain has refused. I don't understand. We've been practicing and practicing.
Which game?
Inter-house sports now,
in
my daughter's school. Today and tomorrow. So please, the rain should just come down. The rain should really go.
Many Nigerians are happy with the rain.
The heat was crazy.
The first rain that flood happened, people were not saying, people were asking for rain, you did not prepare for rain. Nigerians learn to prepare for rain. So we do this in my own area every season, preparing for rain, clearing all the drainages, going down to the end and making sure nobody has poured sand and blocked it. As we speak now, somebody has blocked an entire street of drainages because he just came to develop his property. So we are going to be facing some kind of floods because of that. And people who live in flood areas should not start to shout, government. When you know your waste is at the end of the one person go and build house there.
Yeah, that's true. All right, let's go on a short break now. When we come back, we'll go through the front pages of the papers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We're going to start with The Nation. NLC rejects DSS warning to shelve planned protests. Akeredolu's body in Owo for final rites. Troops kill terrorists in Kaduna Forest, clear hideout. Give Tinubu's reform more time, go on pleads with Nigerians. Federal workers get 4 months wage award. Senate opposes plan to remove electricity subsidy. And 12 million more Nigerians to get direct cash transfer. Okay, which story are we starting with in The Nation?
Major headline.
Okay.
NLC and the DSS have entered a no gree for them session. The NLC had declared Tuesday and Wednesday next week national protest against the hardship happening in the country. And they've issued that they will follow it with a 2 weeks ultimatum for the government to fully implement a 16-point agreement that they reached in October, and a lot of other issues they want the government to address. But the DSS picked it up, and according to the Director of Public Relations and Strategic Communications, Mr. Peter Afwaya of the DSS, he said that the attention has been drawn to the 27th and the 28th organized labor protests to be staged across the country, and they are asking that the NLC calm it down or hold it down for a while because they have reports, intelligence that there are people waiting to hijack it. But the NLC say, arrest anybody trying to hijack it. We insist on going on with the protest. Although the DSS say this is a legitimate right of any labor movement, but they're asking them to shelve it for the take it for the interest of peace and order. I hope that's the best thing happens on that day.
I hope the DSS protects the protesters because Nigerians are entitled to protest.
They said that.
Okay, so former head of state, General Yakubu Gowon, visited the president yesterday and did a press briefing and said that the government is doing everything it can to reduce the poverty and the Nigerians are feeling right now. He was speaking after he saw the president. He said he understands the pain, that there's no president that has not gone through the same criticisms that the president is currently going through. He said, I was telling him that there is no Nigerian leader that has never gotten this kind of criticism, that certainly there is no doubt about all one has heard from the public and even the media. The government is doing its best to deal with the various problems. All I can say to Nigerians is that they have to give the president more time to get things done. It's too early to say the president and the perfect result will be achieved. He said that during his own time, people said that that he was too slow in fighting the war, that probably Nigeria would never make it. And today, that's history because indeed we made it at that time. So he said the criticism is normal. He also appealed to the president concerning ECOWAS, saying that the sanctions against those key states, Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, should be lifted for the sake of peace. As a surviving founding member of the fathers of ECOWAS, saying that he is appealing that the sanctions be lifted so that to move things forward in that region.
I like that past president is encouraging.
Yes. Yeah. How much have a story? Nation?
Yes. Okay. So federal workers get 4 months. Federal government workers have been paid wage award for 4 months. The presidency yesterday said introduced to soften the pain from removal of petrol subsidy. In a tweet, an official who confirmed the payment said the balance of 35,000 for 2 months is being worked out. It will be paid soon. He also said Minister of State, Labour and Employment, Nkiruka Oyejoche, briefed President Bola Ahmed Tinubu yesterday on the issues. So at the end of the day,
we should be smiling a bit to the bank.
We should be smiling a bit to the bank.
Part of the things the NLC is asking.
Yeah, exactly. So
I'm taking a story about the terrorists being killed in Chad. Sadly, two soldiers also lost their lives. So we have 2 soldiers being killed, 3 injured as troops of the multinational joint task force in the Lake Chad region. There was an onslaught against terrorists within that area. The 2 deceased soldiers is said to be one from Nigeria and one from the Republic of Chad, and they were killed by terrorists in the operation that took place February 10th and February 20th. There's been a lot of successes being recorded for the multinational joint task force, and the expectation is that it will continue to go more. Confirming the death yesterday, the Chief of Military Public Information, Lieutenant Abubakar Abdullahi, commended of the soldiers that went into the battle and said that a lot of terrorists also lost their lives within that attack. So it was a successful attack, just that it was a sad occurrence of 2 soldiers being part of the deceased.
The Punch. TUC NLC split as DSS warns Labour against planned protest. Banks sell $172 million as CBN, AFCC battle currency speculators. Senate rejects electricity tariff hike, probes $2 trillion subsidy. Motorists groan as fuel scarcity hits Lagos hard. Lagos prophet drowns during Valentine's Day beach hangout. $10 billion fraud to arraign ex-Kwara Governor Hamed on Friday. And Edo APC welcomes rerun after controversial governorship primary.
So following the Minister for Power's disclosure that we cannot sustain subsidy payments on electricity, the Senate listened to a motion moved by Senator Aminu Abbas of Adamawa Central, during where he raised the issue, says that they should retain subsidy on electricity in the country for the foreseeable future. And so the debate was very interesting. I like that the senators moved from one angle of all the areas that the discourse did not address, where they've made profits that should also be audited, and they're saying we cannot do this now. The Senate resolved. They resolved on 3 things. They resolved. They kicked against the Minister of Powers. The Ministry of Power has moved to approve the hike in electricity prices, the electricity tariff by the discos. They also rejected plans to remove the electricity subsidy, given the present condition of the country and then they called on government to step down the idea of an increase of the electricity.
Isn't that it's like we're playing? I don't
They also
understand.
directed that the Committee on Power to investigate 2 trillion required for electricity subsidy payment, other debts owed in the sector, and the state of metering in the country. They looked into the details. So if you have been thinking about to answer Minister for Power, go and watch that plenary session again. It's very
Well, I would like to watch it because I don't know. There are arguments on both sides. How do I give you power
valid on
if you
both
don't?
sides.
Yeah, if
so
you
we
don't-
have some
okay.
unanswered questions that just remove subsidies. Like declare another party for the discourse now.
But
All the grants they've got, all the money they've.
they are not making profit.
No, they're not. But we know government over time. We have government over time giving them assistance, aids, and grants and like that. So that is on one side. There's also the uncaptured estimated bills.
Okay, let's move on to another story. We have a few minutes. So there were long queues in many filling stations across Lagos State through the National Association of Road Transport Owners. They've called off the strike. The queues, Punch gathered, that started building up in parts of Lagos on Tuesday. I experienced that too. I had to spend about 25 minutes at the gas station, I think on Monday. So the queue was born out of fear by Nigerians that the premium motor spirit might become scarce as a result of the strike, the NATO strike. So Tuesday and Wednesday, Nigerians stormed filling stations to engage in panic buying. It was learned that the refusal of the tanker drivers to lift fuel on Monday and Tuesday also had affected many filling stations owned by independent marketers. So many people were actually scared, but I'm hoping that by today, because we know that diesel was eventually provided for many of these tankers to go lift. So the fuel queues were caused by those 2-day stoppage of operations. We're hoping that Lagosians have lamented over the fuel scarcity that struck many, and hopefully by this weekend, things should have eased out across the state. Okay, let's go on a short break now. When we come back, we continue with our review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Ikechukwu Sunday Okonkwo, aka Cross. Now your intro without
Wow.
so there's a name that thing that's.
I'm just drinking because you said I should drink. There's no particular answer.
You think it's only that can be wicked?
What's the answer?
Subterfuge.
Eh?
Yeah, they claim you did, but you said it just happened. That
And it's called what again?
subterfuge.
Such a feud.
SUBTERFUGE.
So you look me finish from head to toe. You look at a person who go know what to become such. Yeah?
The nude wasn't like a game plan. Or
I promise you,
Bec-
it was
bec-
actually a mistake.
bec-
Like it
bec-
was sending it to someone, and it just mistakenly just.
a bad guy. This is 7 of 7. My name is OJ, and signing a sobriety into my hands tonight on this social experiment called the 7 of 7 is Owen G. Ikechukwu Sunday Okonkwo, aka. This is 7 of 7. My name is OJ, and signing a sobriety into my hands tonight on this social experiment called the 7 of 7 is Owen G. What is the name, or what was the name? You say I won't make them better now.
Rock Heart.
No, of
That's
the
the top.
of the goats when they brought it on stage.
The name of that goat.
Yeah.
We should go there.
No, that one easy now.
I'm just drinking this so that I can ask him my own questions. It's not because of
Buga.
he didn't get it. You know, you people, you know. Okay. Mention 10 female stand-up comedians in Nigeria. See, just mention their stage name. If you annoy me, you will mention their real names and the year they started. And if you annoy me further, you mention the names of their husbands and the names of their children. Try me now. Okay, mention their name.
No,
real name.
let's just.
No, wait. No, don't, no.
Even-
Name, real name, stage name, husband name, children name. 10 of them.
Even the 10, that's a lot.
Eh?
That's a lot.
Did I cut your question for you?
Yes.
When you were happy now. Elelele began with your hunchback.
That was it.
Elelele began. You are wasting time. We don't have time. See, my brother, before we go on a commercial break, you are stubborn. And I told you since. The fact that you play this your hair does not mean. You understand? See this bad hair you are looking at. It's experience. I've suffered before you.
But I try now.
When you there during the military era of Abacha and Babangida, you know what happened?
I be Gen Z.
So that Gen Z,
I call for
I will remove 4 out of 10.
That's like
4 out of 10 they pass exam. Come drink this thing. Where baby you are on here. Drink am. If I land you.
Gain in the autonomous foreign exchange market. That's the official exchange market. It was 1,500, and this used to be 1,542. I'm wondering how that difference is, because we know that in the official market, in the black market, it was selling for as high as 1,900 at the point in time this week. But they said now it has gained, that the black market is 1,700, official rate 1,500, and that's because of an injection. The banks sell $172 million as the CBN, EFCC are battling currency speculators. These are people that are hoarding the money. Analysts and BDCs, as Bureau de Change operators, have predicted that as at Wednesday, it was at all-time high of 2,000 naira to $1, but that it's now coming down. As at yesterday, it was 1,800 to 1,700, depending on the different parts of the country that the question was asked. The partnership with the Office of the National Security Advisor would also be coordinating activities with the EFCC to work on those currency speculators, those that are hoarding the money. And we're expecting that this would result in more the naira gaining value back, as opposed to the way it was in a free fall for the past few days. So this is good news. Let us Nigerians also work with the government. You shouldn't be profiting from the loss of people. Your one person's profit and millions of people's loss is not a good thing. Change your business model.
Okay, so let me take, moving on now to Daily Sun very quickly. Hardship, revolt, brewing, Agbakuba says to government. Peter Obi carpets FG as CBN raises custom exchange rate to over 1,600 naira. 1,600 naira, yes, over 1,600 naira. FG considers the relaunch of cash transfer to vulnerable Nigerians. Emefiele fights back, demands 25 billion naira as damages from Akpabio. High cost of living, DSS, labor clash over planned strike. Forex discos, 7.78 million consumers in limbo over procurement of electricity meters. An LP crisis gets messier as police arrest Abure in Edo. Let me take that story that happened in Edo. So the police in Benin City yesterday confirmed the arrest of the chairman of the Labour Party, Mr. Julius Abure, in the Edo State chairman of the party, Mr. Kelly Ogbaloy, Ken Amusi, Semen Obehi, and 2 others over the alleged conspiracy, brutal assault, attempted murder, armed robbery, grievous harm, and conduct likely to cause the breach of peace. The spokesperson of the zone, Inspector Tijani Momo, was saying that he explained that the detective of the zone, upon surveillance with warrants of arrest, apprehended the national chairman, Julius Abure. However, he said that contrary to what is going on social media, he said, contrary to the false narrative on social media, the national chairman was never assaulted by the police. The process of effecting the arrest, persons, some of their members, made him sit on the floor just to gain public sympathy, just to picture, obviously, for the pictures. So they made the chairman sit on the ground so as to get sympathy from the public. He said that they never harassed him, and they're going about their lawful arrest of the chairman and the other. But that was the picture that we see on CC now. They look nice, but they say they never assaulted him.
Former CBN governor and the Senate president. So the former CBN governor, Godwin Emefiele, is suing or demanding the sum of 25 billion, 25 billion naira as damages from the Senate president over what he calls defamatory remarks. So on Sunday, the Senate president had said that the former CBN governor, his crimes are the allegations against him are so numerous that the federal government does not know which one to even charge him for. He also blames the economic hardship in the country on all the policies of the former CBN governor. And so he received a love letter from Matthew Booker, counsel to the former CBN governor, and asking him to pay the sum of 25 billion and tender an apology. Failure to do so, we shall meet in court. I'm just wondering if the Senate president insists on going ahead. I think if this was made on the floor of the House, he has immunity. Also,
if it was outside,
immunity, if it was made at a club or a bar, hey, there's trouble.
To the media.
If even if at that, if you go and show video of Nigerians shouting, we need cash, all of that alone. I wonder what kind of evidence.
So let me take the story about the meters. So power has been a major issue, and in conversation around power, the statistics isn't good. About 62% of Nigerians that are consuming electricity are not metered. Only 38% are metered, which gives a gap of 7.78 million metering gap. And the conversation has been around how to meter these people. The Meter Manufacturers Assemblers Association of Nigeria has said that they can sustain the previous cost of selling meters. They had budgeted to sell meters at 58,000 naira for a single phase, and this was when dollar was 800 naira to $1. They said as of today, based on current realities, they have to sell a single phase meter for 81,000 naira. And even at that, it is still going to be subject to change because of the fact that the things used to assemble the meters are imported, and it's no longer realistic to fulfill the current demand. They also said that the discos have to suspend registrations because those that have already paid now, I don't know, that maybe I think there's a gap between when people pay and when the meters, the members of MMAN get the funds to be able to supply them. And some people have said, we have already paid the 58,000 naira, give us the meter at that rate. I don't know how NEC will be able to resolve that for those who have already paid. But going forward, they said there will be a review in price. It should be done fast and the meters delivered to people. But it's unrealistic to expect manufacturers of meters to be able to deliver the same cost that it was in their budget last year, because we all know the reality of the cost of things today. So let's review the price and let's hold them accountable to ensure that the meters go out to people immediately.
Okay, moving on quickly now. Vanguard, let's find the story of not taking. Apapa gridlock. Businesses lose 100 billion naira monthly as petrol tankers, containers occupy roads. Nigeria should give Tinubu more time, says go on. CBN reverses itself, raises custom duty rates to 1,605 naira to the dollar. Edo 2024, NWC drops Uzodinma, appoints Utu to conclude primaries today. Hardship, NLC face-off, DSS and NLC face-off over planned protests. AFCON final, Ekong falls precarious tactics. And IMF sees Naira depreciation by 35%. Okay, story.
So I don't know how Vanguard arrived at this 100 billion monthly, but they said indications show that businesses might be losing 100 billion monthly as containers and petrol tankers continue to live. They have built their houses on the Lagos Apapa.
They live on the road.
You know, port road, where Tinkan and Apapa port factories, bonded terminals, and other corporate organizations work also exist. So tankers have completely taken over the free movement into and outside of this. They had, you know, the blame on operators taking bribe. They also wrote the part of the federal government, the Lagos state government, and all their attempts to close or get tanker drivers off. And they say the Commissioner for Information and Strategy has not spoken about this present, you know, gridlock on the roads as well. The story is long, but
okay,
the 100 billion is a very scary amount.
Yeah, but it's
probably
a valid
the
one
value
yes,
of most of
time.
the businesses there and what their projected profit would be like. I would have loved that the details.
Yeah, many businesses within that area no longer run. they can't make money, then containers are permanently
They had a
on
bit
ground.
of reprieve January, and then the tankers are back in February.
So still within that area, the port, the CBN has reversed. So they gave a policy less than 5 days after that policy, which pegged the official rate, exchange rate for custom duties at 472 from the 1,515. They have brought it back. Now, they did not even just bring it back. They took it higher to 1,605 per dollar. That's for custom duties. Of course, anybody that is into custom-related activities, they are complaining. In the past 9 months, CBN has changed the rates 9 times. This year, they have changed the rate 4 times. So,
who's not complaining, Tokwe? We are all complaining in different ways.
Exactly.
So what are they?
So what they are saying now is that they have to do this. It had reflected on the portal, and then they took it back. Now, of course, CBN has their reasons because they cannot give you a lesser rate, far lesser than the regular market. They've
go to buy egg. There's morning price, afternoon price, there's evening price.
It doesn't make sense for it's a bit tough.
It doesn't make sense for all of us.
Custom services, because you might be going to the bank and you come back and they tell you the price has changed between when you get to the bank.
Ordinary, even our own company buying diesel. What you pay for today, tomorrow morning you have to go and change the rates. We all have been affected.
Yes. So importers are saying that this is going to affect their businesses. Many businesses are linked to imports. It's not just about cars. All imports, and Nigeria is an import-based community. So we need to, at least let's just give like 2 weeks before we do the change. 2
weeks, we'll say the same thing. It's not Nigeria. We just find a story of not take. I was going to take Super Eagles. So the stand-in captain, Truce Ekong, has finally admitted that Jose Pereiro's tactical rigidity cost Super Eagles the 4th AFCON title. He was saying this when he was speaking to Amanda Davies at the CNN World Sports. He said that Truce Ekong didn't shy away from suggesting that the tactical pivot from the manager, Jose Pereiro, could have altered the finals narrative. He was saying that he's with the coach 100%. I backed him 100%, and gave him a massive compliment for getting the Super Eagles going after such difficult years. However, the assistant captain praised Pereiro for insisting a distinct playing style within this team, although he acknowledged that their defense strategy, typically a bastion of strength, faltered when it mattered the most. So I just had to...
Let's
move on, right?
Yeah. No, but we have to learn from previous mistakes so that we will not repeat it again in the future.
Okay, I think that's all we can take on... Yeah. There's no other story. I think most of the stories are all the same.
Lying state was
okay, yes.
Former governor.
I think it was.
Former governor.
And of course, in attendance was the governor, and a lot of other big people come there. And the governor had laudable things to say about his predecessor.
And I think, and also, good thing to note, EFCC actually raided a lot of BDCs between Abuja and
mentioned that yesterday.
Yes, and they are continuing the onslaught against BDCs that are hoarding money. Some of them will have dollars inside, and they will say they don't have it, hoping that by tomorrow they can sell it for a higher amount.
So
you have money, you are meant to sell, and I'm happy they are doing it. I think they should just reverse their license immediately. They are caught with doing such activities.
Yes, they launched 7,000 man people to go out there.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go on a short break now. It's Thursday. Our Gisting Day. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
It's not just where, but who wouldn't you want to work with?
Yes, that's on that angle.
So Laifa had a very, very interesting...
You wouldn't want to work with who?
There's no judgment.
No, and I respect,
they'll judge you definitely,
respect
but we won't
this
judge
certain
you.
type of people. But what I dislike so much is when they tend to come to work and then they pour all their
resentment
on you. Is it me that offended you? I'm not the one. I have no business. I'll just come and work with you, pay me at the end of the month, and let me go back to my house in peace and sleep. But when it comes to like divorced people, I cannot work with a divorcee. I can't see myself doing that. If I find out, if you can hide it or not, but if I find out,
when they are nice divorcees,
I would just.
What if they are nice?
Okay, now it depends. If you are nice, cool. But if you are the type that you don't know how to keep your anger to yourself, you always pour it on somebody. Well, I'll just drop my resignation letter, no matter the amount you're paying me.
So it's more passive-aggressive people.
Yeah, I can't do it. I'm so sorry.
Oh, definitely.
And I cannot work with stingy people.
See this one.
Because you cannot be passing me in the morning, afternoon. I can say, oh, hi, yeah, I'm working. Oh, yeah, take 100 naira, take 10K, take 15K. You don't have to be my sugar daddy or sugar mommy. See, the way you treat others is the way they will treat you outside. And if you cannot treat your workers well, they are not a good boss. If you cannot be dashing me small thing or giving me donuts when I'm working, you are not a good person.
So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, you guessed it, women. So, if you catch the drift, then you're onto something. We will provide you with the right insights into most of your curiosities right here within this beautiful cocktail we call the Black Table.
Thanks for staying with us. So yesterday we started a conversation about a lady who was scantily dressed to the bank and the backlash that came with it. Later, yesterday, another video went viral where a very scantily dressed young lady was actually harassed by men, with a particular man actually pouring water on her. Now, what are your thoughts on this, especially because the conversation of how she's dressed, because they kept telling her to go home to change. They kept telling her they didn't harm her by assaulting her, but they were pouring water consistently at her. And she kept telling them to leave her alone. She kept telling them that they have no right to address her, though we could see visibly that she was scantily, in fact, all her almost all her personal
like this,
things were out, hanging out, and we could see it. Now, it goes back to the conversation that when you see it that brazen, that audacious, where somebody can do that, should the people be left alone, or does society have the right to correct them? Or where do we draw the line between where society says, go and change your clothes, or leave them alone, because it's a free society? So the conversation is really important to have, especially when we have different levels of this kind of exposures. Please call us on 081-07641-1679-09024-163440. Tweet to us at TVC Entertainment _ Would love to hear from you. I wish our producers can play that video, just a bit of it, to let you see what we're talking about. So for those of you that haven't seen it online. But let me come to Nima. Nima, your thoughts on this?
So society, freedom in society vary from society to society. Yes, it can be free in America, in the UK, and not be that free in North Korea, South Korea, or China, or Japan. And I chose those countries deliberately because if I say Saudi now, they'll say, hey, they know. So freedom is per society and what society accepts. I don't support the assault of anybody, harassment of anybody, but society can also be allowed to reject what they cannot permit, and it varies from place to place. So these were guys attacking her, they harassed her, and obviously she was made to feel uncomfortable. She was, embarrassed, but they were trying to embarrass her into wearing clothes. So I will say is in our what they say in our in African language that the madman doesn't know. It's his family members who know that he's mad. The madman might just think he's having fun. The family members are the ones who are embarrassed by how mad the person is. You cannot be so free in the free world itself. I walk out in the snow without clothes. Somebody would definitely cover you up as a level of necessity. So I don't know if protecting you from former other predators is a way, because putting a cloth over somebody is also some form of assault in the UK under that law. Covering with a scarf and say, oh,
without
you didn't cover
consent.
that, without consent would be being in that person's space, and that's assault. And so it varies from place to place. Before we come and say it's Nigeria here, and they come and say like they have a perfect one somewhere
said
else.
something yesterday.
Laws varies
There's
and how
no
society
clear rule. There's no, you see, in other countries we know there are rules and regulations, but here it's not stated.
And you think so? Indecent dressing is a crime, even in the South.
But unfortunately,
Indecent
it only
dressing.
happens.
But how do you define who a lawyer?
Let me let Ramat jump in here.
Unfortunately, it only happens around here. In the north, you don't find such. You can't see someone that will just dress up. The society itself, the people over there will react, definitely. Ordinary trousers, you just wear trousers. Guys,
There's no right for that reaction, because these are adults who have constitutional rights to be Nigerians, to be free. Freedom of expression, freedom of speech, freedom of association. You can make your own choices. So if I am a Nigerian and I choose to dress a certain way in a certain community, who's going to stop me? Because of. So where do we draw the line between culture and religion and the law?
Because Nima is on set today, I'll have to find a way to defend this girl. Though I would have said, obviously, her dressing is indecent, but we've seen worse in the streets of Lagos. We have already sort of accepted this thing small by small. We've accepted it on social media. You will see people do trendy videos and they would be dressed scantily. When that make me say they will pour water and be twerking. And we see children. When I say children, I mean children. These are in their teens. They did it. Their parents did not fight. We did not cry. We did not say it was wrong. People were doing all sorts.
So even these men, I'm sure they watch those memes on social media. They endorse it.
Yes.
But they actually self-righteous.
So because I've seen worse and I've seen it being outside, I feel that it's a bit hypocritical, and you are an Ijabite. So obviously, you have to speak against the fact that this is totally indecent. Why would you be exposing? Even me, I feel funny if my children see those kind of things. I'm like, my children, no. My children are protecting their interests. They don't watch cable TV that will show anything. I'm trying to shield them away from unnecessary exposure. They would be exposed to whether we like it or not. So let me take it one after the other. One, I am happy that she wasn't molested. She wasn't molested. She was harassed into or compelled into doing what was necessary, which is go back home and dress up. Go back home and, if you don't see mirror for your house, we'll help you. That was the situation where they did that. In case you did not know, we will lead you.
But the point of what I woman
doing that she was harassed into it. She was harassed and compelled into doing it. But harassment could have been another way. They could have molested her. What they would have done in other cases, we've seen videos. They would have addressed us.
Touch her. Like the one they did that.
I'm so happy that they didn't do that.
Even when she attacked them.
Yes, they didn't pull her clothes. They did not beat her. They did not strip her. So for me, that shows that's the kind of reaction we want to see more of. Where we don't touch women because we feel like you are calling for it. So
but
give you what you are asking
talk
for.
to women around to talk to her or something.
Exactly.
Or talk to
this lady that confessed me.
Yeah.
Small fries.
You're right.
She faced them.
So see, I want us to be very clear here. There's just like I said, there's still a level of harassment.
Yes.
Accosting her, pouring water on her in itself is harassment.
Yes.
Yes, you did not touch or assault, which is fine, but that in itself too. So the men must also take the learning, the feedback that what you did, even though to you is minor, it's still a form of harassment, and that's not right.
Someone who has experienced some form of harassment due to dressing. I've had someone pull my hijab. I'll take it off of you and drag it. So that was when I was even much younger, and I was a worse fighter. I don't have this patience I have now. So we'll drag, we'll dig it, that kind of thing. I know what harassment is, I know people try to shape somebody to conform to what they want. Why do you want to cover up? I cannot see your face. Somebody you go for your bio data and they'll tell you, I can't see your ears. I have to see it. And you didn't know that the law did not require it. They will insist that you take off your hijab, or, some people harass you at a at a job center that your hijab is malpractice, except you take it off. Those are harassment. Those are clear harassment. So I know what harassment is. But what I know is that I have also been forced to cover up. There was a time I wasn't wearing the hijab, and it was my mom and her friends. So amongst this group of people might be people who know this girl and trying to get her to conform, to protect her. I remember then I had one crazy feeling that I thought I was beautiful then. I would do my hair in afro, my natural hair. I go to salon, use the small rollers, do it in afro, pick it. Had this full look, I loved it. And I would now wear short skirts. By the time I even dared to wear bomb shorts down the stairs, my mom was mad. And she came downstairs, she went to talk to her friends. Help me, Nima, I won't join them, we want that, shall we walk? She went straight. And the woman, they prepared for me. They did 3 different, I got their names. They're very old women now. Stella, people. They prepared for me, they waited for me. So that Yakomi, she's a tailor, she has a shop down the stairs. We lived in a block called Lucas Housing. And my mom had run downstairs, she don't dress again. No. I was fresh in university for my diploma. I wanted to go out like that. Had a very short miniskirt with a slit. And she said, don't worry. The method we are using is not working. I have a new method. And that was the method that changed it. I came downstairs, I was going, and normally you have to show respect. You'll be greeting door to door, you'll be greeting them as you're leaving. Hey, come, I need something, come, I know I'm late. Say, no, just come quickly. Help me. Something. The moment I bend, I said, your underwear is coming out. I said, man, it's not coming out, it's okay. He said, wait, I want to help you to dress up. Wait, before I knew, she put scissors. Cut my skirt.
End of story.
She said, you have
you know that's harassment, Sha.
Yes, I'm telling you that I was harassed to do the right thing.
In trying to correct society, which because
some
measures
that
we grew up with, and and there are things that people put pepper in people's children's bomb.
No, those were extreme. I'm telling you, this person put scissors on an already short skirt, cut it and told me, you have beautiful legs.
Who show it?
And I couldn't go out. So she woke up my sense of decency. By the time the skirt was overshot, I looked at the mirror. She said, Taylor, she had mirrors. I kept looking, how do I go out? I said, but you slit the one for back. I just cut and look at me, I not do bad thing. It's just I looked at that woman. I didn't know what to say. But from that day on, to even pass them first and go, the skirt has to belong. So some measures are not necessarily, they won't necessarily make sense to the larger public. If that situation was today, I probably never greet my mother's friends. Or even my mom self, I would say you took my story outside. But society will find a way to regulate itself. We will always deal with the extremes.
Let me just talk about community parenting. And sometimes it might not work because you are not even staying close to your living with your parents or living with family that knows you. But in my own case, it wasn't even about outfit. It was about crossing the express. I grew up in Amuwodofin, and Festac Extension was our bus stop. So that Alaba bus stop, I'll just get down. There's a bridge. I don't want to climb the bridge. I want to cross. And when I'm leaving there, I'll say, cross. My mommy had told all her friends at the bus stop. My house is far from the bus stop. But as I'm about to cross, I'll just receive phone call. Tokwe, don't cross that road. Apparently, somebody has called. They have called. I have received the message. Because there was community that was watching. At a point, they cannot remember. They will shout, Tokwe, Masoda. You know, like, it was everybody. Same way if I was dressed inappropriately, the one hijab will cover me. I did not know where the hijab came from. Because it was just that way. So my own is, why is it the men that attacked or harassed? Why is it not the women? We don't know women, no older women. Only what that means is an elderly person shouldn't be in the market, and a baby being back's head is bent in a bad way, and nobody could correct that baby. So we see our children are not, some children, maybe they don't have parental support or parental guidance, and their head is being bent. If the person's head is being bent, the adults, the elders are supposed to help adjust the head, and it's in a kind way. Cover her with clothes, not pour water on her body.
Good morning. We have a caller, Samuel. Thanks for calling, Samuel. You're live.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
What I really want to take concerning this topic is just easy. I feel there are virtues that the society needs to protect.
Virtues, okay.
And it's a good thing that she was not being molested. But the fact that the harassment is existing, it's actually right. There's a place for morality.
12 to 15th, 2024. From Lagos to Accra, Nairobi to Gabon, Cairo to Johannesburg, the African Gaming Expo 2024 transcends borders, bringing together the best and brightest minds in the African gaming landscape to unravel the regulatory frameworks, emerging trends, opportunities, and prospects in the Africa gaming market. Jump in and let's redefine the future of African gaming together. Register.
Ikechukwu Sunday Okonkwo, aka Cross. Now your intro without
Wow.
So there's a name that thing that's.
I'm just drinking because you say I should drink. There's no particular answer.
You think it's only that can be wicked?
What's the answer?
Subterfuge.
Eh?
Yeah. They claim you did, but you said it just happened. That
And it's called what again?
Subterfuge.
Such a fuge.
SUBTERFUGE.
So you look me finish from head to toe. You look at a person who go know what to become such. Yeah?
The nude wasn't like a game plan. Or...
I promise you, it was actually a mistake. It was sending it to someone, and it just mistakenly just.
This is 7 of 7. My name is OJ, and signing a sobriety into my hands tonight on this social experiment called the 7 of 7 is Owen G. What is the name, or what was the name? You say I won't make them better now.
Rock Heart.
No, of the goats when they brought it on stage.
The name of that goat.
Yeah.
We should go there.
No, that one easy now.
I'm just drinking this so that I can ask him my own questions. It's not because of
Buga.
He didn't get it. You know. Okay. Mention 10 female stand-up comedians in Nigeria. See, just mention their stage name. If you annoy me, you will mention their real names and the year they started. And if you annoy me further, you mention the names of their husbands and the names of their children. Try me now. Okay, mention their name.
No, let's just.
No, wait. No, don't. No. Name, real name, stage name, husband name, children name. 10 of them.
Even the 10. That's a lot.
Eh?
That's a lot.
Did I cut your question for you?
Yes.
When you were happy now. With your hunchback.
That was it.
You are wasting time. We don't have time. See, my brother, before we go on a commercial break, you are stubborn. And I told you since. The fact that you play this your hair does not mean. You understand? See this bad hair you are looking at. It's experience. I've suffered before you.
But I try now.
When you there during the military era of Abacha and Babangida, you know what happened?
I be Gen Z.
So that Gen Z, I will remove 4 out of 10.
That's like
4 out of 10 they pass it. Don't drink this thing. Where baby you are on here. Drink out. If I land you.
Ladies and gentlemen, multiple award-winning actor, producer, ambassador of Edo people.
Right.
That was very inappropriate. That is when you wear it. You know, the truth is when they say the way you dress is the way you be addressed. When you wear something like that, the impulse is you are a prostitute on duty. That's what they do. That's the kind of outfit they wear. So if I see you dressed like that, my own is the man will be calling you to price.
Who are we to assume I'm a prostitute? I could have just been somebody who have been seeing this sexy thing online. And I just saw somebody selling it. I want to try it out. I tried it on, and I just want to feel a certain way. Or it's possible that I've been a traumatized child all my life. I've been molested by my father. I have been molested all my life. I don't have a mother figure. I don't have a community to raise me. I was raised on the streets. Stuff like that doesn't matter to me. So I am a loose cannon. I say what I want anytime. I do what I want. I need love. I need reassurance. I need a community to hug me and tell me I am loved. That in itself would help me start dressing like you. So I am in a state. I'm also a victim where I am. Don't make it
a
worse.
Woman that can do that, not a man.
Exactly.
When you see Nima, you know she's a Muslim. When you see her, you know she's a northerner. When you see my parents in their Aladura outfits, you will know immediately this one is either Sele or CNS, because Aladura outfits, those white garments, we know them. When we see Besha uniform, we know. So when you don't want to be addressed as a prostitute, you don't dress like one. That's the truth. And that outfit, the way she looks, is an outfit they wear at Allen Roundabout around 9 p.m.
Of course.
That's where you went. Let me take this call from Joss. I think it's Yele. Thanks for calling. You're live.
Hello.
Good morning. You're live.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Helen. Okay.
Hello.
Go ahead, Helen.
Yes.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I just want to contribute to the topic. As my sister was saying about maybe an oldest mother or parent to correct such people. I am telling you, we are in a days now that you dare not try such. You dare not try correcting anybody. Like way I'm saying now, I'm telling you, we have some women around us. I have a daughter that she just graduated.
Oh, she was talking. What did you do?
Yeah, that women, the way the young people now, they don't hear. Women will talk and they will not listen. That I think she was trying to give an example of her daughter, and it's true. There's a challenge of the fact that we have become so soft with our children and teenagers that it's not converting. So sometimes you need that. Let me shock you into compliance, but we also don't want to traumatize people into compliance or force it. So to have real conversion, it will be slow.
So there are some old dresses that dressing that that time appropriate. Sorry, Ramat, I didn't.
Go ahead.
No, continue.
Go ahead, Nima.
Okay, so the dresses that are time appropriate, they are place appropriate, they are ways you dress, even as a woman. So thanks to that woman that I say Taylor Yak me again. Or I know what I could have worn in the evening.
Yeah.
Some of this dressing show by evening events. You're going out. Some clothes are not meant for sunlight. They're not daily. We're not in the snow communities.
You're going for an award.
You're going for sunbathing. You dress appropriately. This shows no class when you dress like this and walk around in the afternoon. And in some communities, it is just totally out of place. This lady shows that she lacks grooming. And in the beginning of the video, she had a smile on, showing that she probably knew those who were trying to stop her. And then later it became more aggressive because they didn't stop, So I think she needs that grooming, and that's what they were trying to give to her.
Okay, our final caller on this. Good morning, Shagun. Thanks for calling. You're live.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Yeah, concerning what the woman said the other time, that is a woman is supposed to go and talk to her. It shouldn't be so. Because like many of our girls nowadays, many of them, they don't have home training. Like our mothers, they are not really doing their best on their daughters. Because let me use for an example, maybe family that maybe they are just managing. maybe things are not really working. Maybe like that girl that you are saying now, maybe she's one that is even bringing money to the family. So if the woman should even say, okay, the way you are dressing is not okay.
Why is it the
so
woman?
that you say that kind of girl should now go out to now bring money for that woman. So because of the hardship that is on ground now, so many of our parents they cannot even tell the children the wrong and the right because they cannot even feed themselves. It's just ladies that you are saying they are the one bringing.
Thank you very much, Shegun.
Moral decadence is not the responsibility, or even the biggest challenge we have is not that the women are not talking, is that the men are not talking. If you find out in most cases, women, teenagers, ladies that are loved by their father, corrected by their father, would not go out like this. In most cases, it is because there's only a woman doing the job of a man and a woman. That's why you see more moral decadence like this. When a man is in the scene, it's not a. Why would you blame the mother for this?
The point the caller is trying to
That
make
was what he was saying now.
He
was saying if the woman had spoken.
He said if the mother had attempted to speak, but most of the girls like dressing like this are the breadwinners. They bring the money on the table. If the mother attempted to speak because maybe she can't provide, she's aging, the girl would not listen. She won't bring a force in. You know, even if the father too sometimes.
No, that's why we need a father.
No, and he said that moral decadence, yes, it can be materialistic.
Yes, but fathers tend to, like, it's this one, I'm not saying, it's not a feeling. There's statistics to back it up. Families, women that have father support, like the man in your life, the father that you had was
even
strong influence. Even if you have a masculine support is always helpful in building the courage of a girl child.
We have to wrap up on this, but I think really in a nutshell, I mean, one of the reasons why we're taking the story again is because we have to take every opportunity to reorientate and re-educate Nigerians on how to treat each other. Yes, so society, as I said, may judge her based on, because you are dressed the way you are dressed. However, I think there are better ways of doing it. You know, I think somebody said getting a wrapper around her or calling her separately to a side, explaining to her what you're wearing can actually connote different things to different people. So maybe you should go back home and change and wear something more, you know. And if she chooses as an adult to go ahead in what she's wearing, society should leave her alone to be. I think that. Let's take a few tweets before we wrap up.
General says that we should stand down and use this platform to reinstate society's sacredness. People should stop all of this harassment nonsense. It's for Europe and America, where our religious teachers are. We should please teach. He said, please, we must also protect the society from such harassment by the lady. Secondly, none of us is talking about the fact that she did that what she did is demeaning to the women folk. How about, well, this cannot happen in Kaduna or any northern city.
Yeah, don't let us go there. What they will do is horrible.
Well, he will not happen.
Because we have most of these almajiris. You know, these almajiris, if you dress inappropriately, they themselves will take laws into their hands. They are small kids now. They'll start stoning you, or they'll start throwing their plates at you or something. Or they'll start following you at the back and start singing.
You serious still
yes,
now?
ordinary trousers, big go and dog, I get a hula, shaking. They'll be singing, you know, and all of them will just, you'll be embarrassed.
Oh wow!
So we can't dress like this in the north. Honestly, we just can't
even near this one.
Don't try it.
Let me go on a short break. When we come back, what's our next topic? Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
5 questions with Ini. Hi guys. Ini, your skin is really glowing. What beauty soap do you use? It's glowing.
Thanks for staying with us. So, another interesting topic that we saw on social media, the tweet actually went viral. A lady tweeted and said, "Only men search for true love. Women search for who can take care of them. Once you have money, they'll fall in love." Now, this is interesting. Do you agree or disagree with this? Is this a Nigerian thing or world over? How did we get to this point where men just have to make money? But, you know, I was watching a video of, I think, was it one of the music stars was expressing his love. Oh, no, it wasn't a music star. It was Pastor COD.
Oh, City of David.
City of David. His wife was 60 a couple of days ago. Yes. And at the party, he was then giving his own speech. And he was expressing his heartfelt love to his wife. Not the normal thing you hear. He was actually going into who she is as a person, the kind of work she's done, how he values her. He's known her since she was 16. You know, they dated they caught her for like 10 years, and they've been married 44. They've known each other 44 years, married for 34 years. And he was just, when he was saying the details of who she is, it now struck me that this is a man that actually fell in love. This is a man that marriage was not okay, it's the next phase of my life. Let us meet this person, let us settle down and just start something. He actually was in love with this woman. Does that still happen today? Do men truly fall in love? I mean, is there even anything like falling in love anymore in today for men and women's side? Because it's like they are all looking for circumstances. Why do I like this guy? Oh, he's from a good family. Oh, he's a Muslim. Oh, he's a Christian. Oh, he educated. Oh, that's all we're looking for. It's like you're going for a job application. But who falls in love? Who just has those butterflies anymore? Do we still have butterflies today? Ramat, you want to start?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, truly, I can't really say, but I think, yeah, people still fall in love and all of that, even though society has a bit limited it somehow. Okay, so if you love somebody, first of all, you start thinking of the person's religion. After that, you start thinking of where the person is from, the tribe. Will he be accepted? Because, of course, most times when you go into a relationship, you always want it to end up marriage and all. So when you think of all of those things, then the next thing you start thinking of is, okay, are we compatible and all of that? Yes, people fall in love.
But is love strong enough to overcome those questions? Just in case, okay, he's not from he's not a Muslim. But if your love is strong, can love be strong enough to make you believe that regardless of his religion, I must marry this person? In this part of the world, Nima, you want to try? Should love be strong enough to dissuade you from getting into a marriage that you feel?
So emotions are fleeting, you know.
Go ahead.
I personally think when you get to that stage, you need to take a step back and calm down and try to plan well and project the possibilities that can come. So I understand all the chemistries, the butterflies and all of that, but that's not all that keeps a marriage. That's not all that sustains a marriage. So that at some point in your life, as a young girl, when you're in puberty, there's that time when you feel all of that. And with all the contents we see now, all the romantic novels we read, all the movies, there's a likelihood that you want to experience what you're reading, what somebody is describing. But is that feeling for everybody? Can the mistake that might come with it just happen? Excuse it. I don't agree like that. I don't think that's... So for me, there's a standard. I must be able to marry someone I can born children for. Someone I will not be embarrassed to introduce to their kids as their dad. So I cannot be in love with somebody that I think is a bag of craziness. That's an embarrassment.
Like craziness? If the person...
that's what I'm saying. That if I like it, I know that it's an ill-informed emotion. I deal with it. That's the way I'm wired. I don't allow it extend. Somebody that I know, is just like, some people like solid, stable background. So let's leave religion. So those are some of the metrics we'll be looking at, but leave religion that I'm a Muslim and all of that, but a human being with certain things. There was a guy that was talking to me, a friend of my husband's, and he had dreads, and he saw the way I talk about my husband. I was like, Hadia, can you even by mistake answer somebody like me? I said, no. By all standards, I'll take you out. No matter how I like you, it has to conform. And me, I added how my family received whoever. So we had the standard. I cannot bring home somebody that my family will reject. I would also be adding their metrics. So for me, it's not about emotions. Love is there. Yes, it's an addition. But it's not all that I will take a decision
for a second, because I'm not sure who I was talking to, and they were saying that we often mislead young people to feel that just find somebody who is good. Find a girl from a good home. She's educated. You know, she has a good job. She's respectful. She loves your family. Just marry, settle down. They'll be telling young men, just settle down. Same thing for girls. Find somebody who's married, who's from a good home. He's educated. But we forget to emphasize on the emotions, the connection. Because yes, there'll be a phase where good job, good family is necessary to start a home, to have moral upbringing for your children. But you get to a phase in your life, it is those giz-giz, the love, the emotion that will sustain your friendship. So my question is, should the conversation be have somebody who can give you everything, Tokwe? Or you have somebody who just gives you the basics and at least you know that he will be there, he'll be faithful or she'll be faithful to you?
I don't even agree with any of the condition. I feel that you're spending a lifetime, except you're thinking, when you want to spend a lifetime with someone, you need to connect with that person beyond when the person is with me. My heart skips a beat. It goes beyond, my heart skips a beat. It goes beyond lust. It goes beyond lust. It goes into friendship. It goes into respect. Is this someone that I can respect? If this person says sit down, will I be willing to sit down? Because it's as little as that. Because you're submitting one to another. So am I willing to respect this person? If this person, do I trust that this person has enough sense to direct my family and direct my children? Because whether I like it or not, our decisions will determine my future and my children's future. I don't think that we have conversations about this, or that people single think this deeply before they consider who to marry. So when you consider who to marry, most of the time we're ticking box like he's responsible, he can take care of the bills, he can take care of me, and we want to marry. But guess what? That person's decision can determine if you have a career or not. That person's decision can determine if you are going to end up relocating to one village or relocating to somewhere you don't want to be in, because that person is your partner. So I feel it's extremely important that we have conversations about, we think long term. Yes, you want to marry someone that you have an emotional connection to, that can charge up your emotion. You also want to marry someone that you respect enough. You also want to marry someone that is resilient when the chips are down. If things go bad, is this someone that I can cry with? Is this someone that if he loses his job, I'll still stay with him? Omotola said something in an Instagram session with Larry Olushola. He said that I tell people, when you want to get married, marry someone that if he is incapacitated, I would nurse him. I would nurse him in love, because I care about him and respect him enough that if he is on a wheelchair, I will carry him and I will still love him and respect him. That is the kind of love you need in a marriage. Every other one, you will say, I'm done. I cannot stand this again. I cannot take it anymore.
The butterflies are fly away.
Let me take a minute. Good morning. Thanks for calling from, I think, Kaduna.
Good morning, Morayo.
Morning.
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Yeah, the topic you're on is a very interesting topic. And I want you to understand that one thing about love is the king of the heart. It's not something, if you really love, it's not something that you just see and you say, I love this person. We all have our criterion when it comes to anything we are doing. And so that criterion is meant to build you towards that thing in case you come across it. So until we learn to understand the reason why we are falling in love, the reason why you love, you cannot get it right. Men, yes, men want love. Women want love even more than men. They want love, they want attention, they want everything. Women want more than what the men want. But the truth is that most of the time, the men, especially now, they see the women as not being truthful. They are not being faithful to their word of saying, I love you. Love is something that has to do with your heart. You have to be very careful when you go into love. You don't just go into love because you talk to somebody and say no. When you have that criteria, you have something online that you say, okay, this is what I want from the person I want to have as a life partner. It will guide you. So the most important thing in life is that before you get into love, you should know what you are going for. Do you want this person as a Christian? Or do you want this person as a Muslim? Or what do you want from this person? When you have this, you can easily fall in love and you know who you are going to into marriage with, and you'll be able to do
thank you very much, Amina. Thank you very much. There's a message I got. I won't mention his name. He said, "Hi, Mariah. My wife is my best friend. I provide for her. We met each other when we were in school, and we have 3 children together. However, I cheat on her because I get my thrill from my girlfriend. She's not like my wife." But he didn't finish up.
So, no. You see cheating. And that one's not what we're discussing. You can love somebody and cheat on somebody.
Okay, so this is a different matter.
You just respect the person, or you are not wired properly. Something is wrong. But we're talking about love, and the last call I was talking about is the thing of the heart. That's where I don't think it's because you're looking at your life and how decisions that you make affect it. Sometimes you see some love, you have to quickly, it's infatuation, it's just a feeling. Maybe a person feels into your specifics of what you think that feeling at the time should be like. So for some, it's just the sexual urge and person that you think is a spec. But as Tokwe said, the value, the qualities, characteristics that you must tick in an individual for the long journey. So it's a mind thing. When you see that person and you can add that, how the person makes you feel to it, it has to be something you do thinking concretely. Not everybody. You know how many times you can fall in love? I was in love with some TV star. We're watching them from movies. I love RMD for long as a child. He was so handsome.
That's not love. That's infatuation.
No. Exactly. But if you allow me grow it, I can tell his wife tomorrow that I'll be in love with him. People can develop anything. But for the long journey, it's a serious decision. It's not something that you make based on how it makes you feel. Sometimes you can be so angry at a child, you don't remember the size of the child. You land on the child. So everything, I think, has to be of serious mind. It's not everything you play with, especially in future.
If you remember, and I really like to hear Matthew's opinion on this because I think it's more prevalent in the North. The comment was that men are seek love. Women just seek who will take care of them. So that's the conversation.
That's the wrong generalization.
For majority of, if you have to consider.
What do you think about that, Ramat?
Yeah. Well, men believe that they can show their love by providing. That's the major thing. So most men, if they want to express themselves to people, they just feel that. To women, they just feel that they have to provide. They need to be able to do this and all of that. That's why most men, before they get married, they get committed. They'll be like, I need to be financially stable. I need to be at this point in my life before I'll be able to settle down with my wife or with a woman or something. But women, on the other hand, that they say, women, it's not about money. Seriously, it's not about money. There are women that fall in love with men just because of maybe their character, their looks, or something, just different things, but not money.
Okay, let me go on a short break. We're trying to get other angles to this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will
Yeah, how are you? Well,
Well,
I know that love means different things to different people. Most of the ladies nowadays, the word of love is not deep from their heart. It's the love of the material things. You know? So, majority of them, they are just after money. You know, in the church, they say, for better, for worse, till death do us part. Can you imagine, I do follow your program, with what you said about when you met your husband, that he was riding a rickety vehicle. Most ladies of nowadays, when you go with that kind of a man, they prefer ready-made man that is up there. And when there's no money again, they opt out. But men really look for love. Nowadays, love is very scarce to get. You know, most of the things is just sex. So ladies of nowadays doesn't care about love. What they care about is money, the person that can take care of them, that has fleet of cars, that lives in Lekki, that travels abroad. So that's what they have to. Whenever you meet a lady, in front of us, signs off the kind of car you are using, the kind of phone you are using. You know, that's what they have to nowadays. No lady is ready to marry a man that doesn't have a car nowadays. It's very rare.
Oh, thank you very much. I don't know. That's a bit of a generalization.
Overgeneralization. You are attracting who you are. And I think that if you are a superficial person, you will find women that are superficial around you. You say if you go and you will see all the plenty women that are hardworking, building themselves. You now want to be the one that has bum length, bone straight. You now ask her that she should not size you up. You already know that you were moved by what you saw. You were moved by sight. You were following your attraction. And when you go and meet such persons, what you see is what you get. There are many women, or as of today, very grounded, very hardworking, single, and they're facing their lane. I have 2 engaged people around me. It's not by car. Even me, when I saw the men, I'm like, are you sure? Is this the person? Are you very sure? Because I want you to be comfortable, you know. And over the 1 year of this relationship engagement thing, the guy has gotten a better job, rented a better house, and I'm praying.
She has brought her blessing.
So, and I know for a fact that it's not. She was willing to go into that relationship, even with him having nothing, and it's not just one. So this generalization is based on your worldview because you are looking for superficial people,
and that's what happens to us.
And we've not really defined what love really is here. We've not defined love because love is a crazy feeling. Because if you are truly in love, I am telling you, nothing. All these things we are putting into consideration will not even matter at all. You will just be in it. All you just be thinking of is that person. You are breathing that person. You are thinking that person. Everything.
Have you ever been in love?
Way.
Crazy.
Well, let's say yes.
Okay.
Yes. So you just think of the person.
Share with us now.
You just think the person, you just love the person, everything about the person.
Matters,
and that way, that person, you give that person hope, you push that person to what you want that person to be, and the person to the same thing, the energy will just be.
You don't care if he has money, he has.
You don't care about all those things. All you just be thinking of is, we will do it together, we will go on together, we are going to do this together.
Because the reason why I wanted us to go to what he said, that generalization is one of the things we do here, and we now make it like the what's the word? The standard.
Yes.
Make it like all women are they are just looking for money, and it's not true. All men are moved by sight. It's not true. There's some men that they're moved by sight, but they're also moved by intellect. They're moved by other things. So we always make these conversations, and we now stamp it as a standard.
Yeah.
And now it becomes always a Nigerian thing.
But you always say that that's what the show is about. So for the caller calling now, we've given different perspectives.
Yeah.
They'll start to see maybe the lives of friends. The people they would have also laughed at that. Is it now that you want to marry somebody? Is this how you want to start?
Yeah.
I have a young brother, close staff of my husband, who's getting married this weekend. And they're starting really small. So we do what we usually would do, what families should do and communities should do. Everybody's pitching in.
Yeah.
We have the place fixed. He's rented the place. You know, whatever you have. I'm even thinking I've not done enough. My husband is thinking, what more can we do? Because we know how we started.
Yeah.
But you know, what that kind of love does is that you get the support of people.
Yeah.
Because they think there's a chance for both of you. You know?
Let me take Chooks. Good morning, Chooks. Thanks for calling.
Thanks so much. Good morning.
Morning.
Well, actually, in recent times, here in Lagos, people believe actually that ladies actually go for material things, but Tokwe said, not all ladies, you know. And but actually the trend is that if you are not a well-to-do man, no woman goes, you know, for you. But I challenge Tokwe to tell us some of those established ladies who are valuable and can go for a man without money. Thank you.
Established ladies that will go for a man without money. Why would I want to go? It's not even about. It's not a case of money. If I'm established, money flows to where there is value. So an established lady will go for a person of value. And if you have value, you might be broke. You can never actually be broke. You might not have cash for a short period of time, very short period of time. Because you have value, you would always find a way. So if somebody is saying a man does not have money, does the man not have value? Does the man not have resources? Does the man not have capacity to fend for himself? Like, okay, I've lost my job. Okay, what else can I do? People go on social media nowadays and they are creating money online just because they have value. So a woman that is made will not go for a man that does not have value. And that's the basis. It's not about cash. Because you can have a job and you are working in Nigeria, oil companies is a way to say you are working in money. You work in oil company, you lose your job, you are nobody after that. If you don't have value. So
this present hardship, everybody shouting dollar has affected someone I know who's in the business of import, and he's been, you know, virtually trying to flag off his business. A young lady saw him. He's still there. He has not blown. And she loves him. And they are starting. The fact is that he has something he's working on. Broke ass. Oh, God forgive me. Broke dead beat somebody. Cannot be approaching a lady who is doing well and be judging her for saying no. Because the way they always say is that if she was a broke woman, a man will come. Because he is a provider. But the woman will be saying, this one, that will not be compelling me, because we know how the dynamics of marriages work. She'll have to bring those things open. People will judge her for not supporting
I remember, I told you the story of Pastor Luke now, that wanted to marry me. Like that was, he came with his suit. I would never forget that guy. He was chasing me all over the place. Eventually, I just come to the house. I allowed him to come to the house. My mother now sat down. My mother asked him a few questions. So tell me about yourself. I'm a pastor, you know. So what do you do? I'm not working right now, but I'm trusting God that by the grace of God. I do. Know? Then, okay, so what job do you hope to do? I'm trusting that God, by the grace of God. Every question. By the grace of God. My mom said, okay, thank you very much. Go, auntie. It's not your husband.
Let me tell you one thing.
And it's not because she was judging him.
No.
Yes. It was not, so there was no value. It wasn't about the money.
Thank you.
It was the value which I wanted to go back to.
The reality of marriage is that he's not prepared for the role a husband would do.
Yes.
He's not even projecting it. He's not even calculating that if life comes like... Some people are so unaccountable, you should not end up with them.
Yes.
You know, you will sit with them and... all they do is their hair. So what are we going to do about it?
Yes.
They're coming from a bad day.
No plan, nothing.
Your phone is lost. Somebody has just stolen from you. You come home and you talk to your partner and he says, so what are you going to do about it? The kids' school fees. So what are we going to do about it?
Nima, it's lack of leadership.
If they ask what are we going to do about it 2 times while you are dating, please go home. Go and meet your partner for what you will do about it.
Yes.
Because
so what happen to Northerners that we don't date? We're not supposed to date.
1 second. I'll come to you. Let me take Yinka's and hold it. I'll come back to that. Yinka, are you there? Go ahead, please.
Yes. My issue is I got married very rich. As a young lady, very rich, and my husband is earning 50,000 naira as at then. 50,000 naira. What I saw is a man that has a potential, he has a future, and I tried to go into the marriage. 1 week after our wedding, I tried to go to the bank, and I transferred some funds to him. And today we are 4 years in marriage, and today we are doing very well. So he returned some of this money, and we are doing very well today. So it's not all the ladies that are after money.
Exactly.
Personally, I'm not after money. What I'm after was, is it good looking? Can he treat me well? Because I came from a home where I was not loved. I was not loved at home. So what I was looking for was a man that will love me. And thank God. So thank you, ma'am.
All right. Thank you so much, Yinka. But you're going to tell us about the northern dating.
Okay, so like in the north that we don't really date, we are not supposed to date or something. For the ones that they marry, we know we marry very early. Some of them get married at the age of 18, 19. There's no love. It's just maybe there's a guy sitting down somewhere and like, oh, okay, I want your daughter, I want to get married to your daughter. And then once she's of age, they get married and all of that. There's no love. But once she comes in, eventually, in the course of the marriage, love comes.
Really?
Yes. For some people, then the love will start and then they'll start living very well.
But how does love come in the course of marriage, though? Because in my own case, I married someone I was already in love with before we got married.
Yeah.
But I know you probably, it doesn't happen much in the Southwest. It's more, how does love come?
Well, it didn't happen to me, but I know that in the course of the relationship and going on and all of that, and then, before you get married, there is the mentorship from your mother, your father.
But do you think that makes a lot of women cheat? Because eventually, let me tell you, do you think so? It's a question, it's a conversation. Because you get into a marriage because, okay, they just arranged it or somebody just came to you, they liked it, and then you have the children and you're growing. Because I've been told that when the woman starts hitting 35, 40,
things start happening.
Her body starts to change. She's hoping that her partner is compatible with her to a certain level. So if you're a woman who entered a marriage with a rangy, they just connected you somehow, there's a possibility you start looking for help outside when you get to a certain level in your life. So maybe that's one of the reasons why we're having issues with women and even possibly men cheating at some point in their lives.
Am I supposed to say that?
Yeah.
But I saw the post. I thought you were talking to...
I was talking to Ramat, but she's waiting for the... She's trying to...
Well, these days, the society kind of accepts that men should cheat to a large extent. You understand? Because the way the society is going, it's really saying men can cheat, but women cheat, and then women can't. You understand?
No, but she was asking about the woman cheating because of her...
It's not common. Because it's not common. Cheating is not common with us.
This is my own case.
We don't even cheat. Yes, we can marry multiple times. We divorce. Then marry, divorce.
Oh, really?
Marry, divorce.
Okay, that's true.
So you can get...
The religion allows you to divorce.
Yes, you divorce. Then after 3 months, they call it takaba. After your 3 months takaba, you can marry again. You find someone that you are interested in. Get married. So you can even marry more than 3, 4, 5
husbands in your lifetime.
You're kidding me.
Of course. I have a maid that her mother was she was married 10 times.
What?
So it's
she's
like
lucky.
You just move on.
Is she lucky?
No, but every sexual adventure should be within the confines of marriage.
That's the reason.
Yes.
So
if you don't feel the butterflies for an individual again, don't run the person crazy and don't run yourself crazy either. Just step
Let me take our last call that comes to you, Nima.
Okay.
Ola, thanks for calling. You're live.
Oh, good morning, Morales.
Good morning.
Yeah, I just really want to ask my own thought. Concerning the topic that we are looking at this morning, when a man finds a woman, it doesn't matter how rich the man is, when he finds a woman and he wants to marry, even if the woman is poor, the family of the man will not repeatedly raise their eyebrows and say, oh, we can't marry her. But when a woman is already rich, she has money, and she wants to find a man who's not working, who doesn't have a job, it doesn't matter the future that the man has been able to take for her and she has seen that this man has a future. But the family, because I've seen two cases like that. So you talked about value at some point. The society too has lost its value. So that women who are made, even though they love the man, but they are ashamed, but they don't know how to confront their family to say this is the man that we want to marry. So that aspect should be looked at.
All right, thank you, Ola. I think you guys are still not getting where I want, the conversation I'm trying to get. There's a possibility that I can love you so much, and I can't marry you for different factors. I love you so much because you are the one that gets me in a certain mood. The butterflies come, I am uneasy.
So why can't you marry?
Everything. There are various factors. Either it could be religion, it could be culture, it could be family issues. There are different factors that might say, I can't marry you. So because I married you doesn't mean that I love you. Because I marry you doesn't mean that you are the love of my life.
So the love of my life is overrated.
So the conversation is, there's some lucky people like Tokwe that will meet the love of their life and marry. There are some people like that. There's some people that who know the love of their life. Maybe he's going abroad, and unfortunately, it is who is ready, who is available, they marry.
Let me tell my cousin son. Love of their life, give another person belly. Married the old. So you marry the belly and leave the love of this life.
Exactly.
So
love and marriage are different. So that's the thing. Does society now impose on you to even when you marry the person that is not the love of your life, forces you to stay in that marriage all through because I am taking responsibility for my decision.
For those of us who don't have the luxury of courting for long, in Islam there's courting. But there's no long courting. Your courtship will be chaperoned. You have somebody there watching you people.
Yes.
There's no giz, me and you are watching a movie together. All those nonsense don't happen. But there will be a kind of likeness that is a starting point. It's emphasized that girl has that likeness. That's why the Rasul says her consent. It cannot be somebody she can't stand at all that you tie her with rope and go and jam. That's not how the matchmaking works. She will have a likeness to that person. In my case, I liked my husband. That's basic. I could stand him. The conversations were interesting. We call at night. We talk. You know. So there was a likeness. Then in the marriage, in the first 3 months, there was a love. It's possible. I just want to just not invalidate that. There's a love that becomes without this person. That grows. There's no oxygen. You fight with this person, and it seems like you're punishing yourself because you want to malice with the person. So that's kind of love. There's also what you're talking, which is valid. You know, a woman marrying somebody because, you know, I'm not secure yet. I don't know what to do. I don't want to take the risk of life. And then when all those fears are no longer necessary, you look at the person one morning, one night, and say, how did I get here?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, so they exist, each to his own. But none is invalid. If in that case, Ramat has given what we Muslims do, which is culture now in the north. If you find yourself in that place, don't run anybody to death or to anything. Find your way out. Test your own. In Islam, is also compulsory. If you divorce a person, you can't go back and marry the person randomly immediately. You must go and test another man's house.
Man, yeah.
For real.
Yes, that thing that you find out, you go and test it. So that you will be able to compare to.
You're kidding me.
Yes. That will make you, if you want to come back, say, okay, this person is now my life and my everything. And if you now come back, the person is not working. You cannot just randomly go back. You go and test another one. Yes, you must.
I want you
to stop. All it has done. Yes, we are. All Islam has done is do not do sex outside marriage. Don't do this in a way that will unstabilize society.
Yeah.
What it has done is that you cannot be looking for the father of one child in the house of another man. That's why the 3 months, you have 3 menstrual cycles that ensures that it's not possible that you are pregnant for one person. Yes.
Oh my Lord.
Yes, and if it is widowhood as well, they will say 4 months and 10 days. So that it's not possible that you carry on more back on from another person's house. It's just to regulate society. Yeah.
No, I'm answering her.
I think I have a caller. Good morning. Thanks for calling. Smart.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you, Moraya?
Very well, thank you, sir.
First time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, I was watching this program and I'm so much interested. You see, when you see love and like, to me, I love every human being. But when I say a woman, I like you from all my heart. I love everyone being created by God. So it's men, women, sometimes we come across someone we love. But the person you say you love may not be in love with you. And you will be dying for her. Why she is not interested. And it's vice versa. A lady may see a man fall in love and the man is not interested. So, to me, when I say I like someone, I like you with all my heart. And I will go for you if you accept me. If you did not accept me, I cannot force myself on you.
Yeah.
It's better I leave.
and look for someone who will just accept me for whom I am. And when I say I like you, I will like you for whom you are. Not what maybe some men goes for women who maybe their parents are wealthy. They have a lot of things, looking for gain. Why not start your life for what God has made you to be?
Okay.
Thank you very much,
Smart. Thank you very much, Smart.
I want to talk about your question earlier about not marrying for love, marrying for love. The truth is, anybody that married, very few people that married for love had it on the bed of roses. They fought for the love. I've said it. I went to Redeem Camp to go and pray so that my parents would agree for me to marry my husband because I knew I wanted to marry him. So it was, and they didn't like the idea that I was going to marry. I wanted to marry someone that was not exactly. My only child cannot marry someone that cannot even speak Yoruba with, and all of that. So he was not rich. Actually, he did not have money. Let's just put it that way. It was not a case of he was not rich. He did not have money, but he had values. He had support. He had vision. So, and it was someone that got me, supported my dreams. So I knew that this was my heart connected. My values aligned, and I knew this was it for me. But because my parents did not support, and I knew I could not marry without my parents' support, I had to now go and pray that if he is not the one, Father, Lord, remove this love from my heart. That was the prayer. He did not remove the love. So we went back and prayed that, Father, convince my parents to accept this person. So it was a fight. Yeah. I've had someone who married a man that before they got married, just a few months before getting married, the man got pregnant, got another person pregnant, and he still chose to marry that man because he was like, this is the person for me. This man is kind. Uncle, this person, I won't mention the person's name. He's kind. He's thoughtful. Yes, he goofy before marriage, and he still goofy inside marriage. So he has 2 children, one before, one inside the marriage, a way that happened. But he's a kind, thoughtful, he's someone that carries the family on his head, carries this woman on his head. So she looked at it that I should not marry. But I love this man. He loves me. Yes, he made a mistake. He turned into a baby. I will still marry. I asked her after the second child in marriage happened that does she regret marrying him? She said no. So we have our people have their reasons for doing what they do, and it's okay. Now, can love grow inside marriage? Yes, absolutely. People love who they see. If you're kind to me, I'm not a wicked person. I would love the person that is really, really kind to me. You go out of your way. So if a man is saying that maybe my wife is not in love with me, look at yourself. Are you truly in love? Because women are brought up to nurture and love. Yeah. If you are loving me, I will love you right back.
The tweet that captures that, and when Mo was asking very well. Somebody's tweet captured it so well that.
Oh, you're looking for the tweet. Let me take Abiola's call from Jos. Okay. Thank you, Abiola. Thanks for calling. You're live.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, based on my own experience, the first woman in life told me that she likes me, but she cannot get married to me. But I can be a father of my children.
Eh?
We did not understand that language then. Our firstborn was being taken outside and brought to my home as my own child before I discovered. So someone may like to see that value in you, that you are a father, you can be a father of their children, but they don't love you with us.
Okay. Okay.
That's calculative.
So that was my own problem. That was my own issue.
Okay, that's interesting. That's another angle. So what you see, when you say calculated, that's a woman who knows exactly what she wants.
But she brings the shades. She knows he can be a good father and rather have someone else, him raise,
And if he's looking for a woman who's going to be...
She's too selfish.
That's selfish.
Self-centered.
Let me take your comment.
Lunage says, deliberate relationship is different from falling in love. The wrong one might love you right. Love doesn't care about so many things as long as your partner is there. Love comes with contentment. Strategic relationship is what you're describing. And she says she agrees with the guest. This also, what the last
I think I like that word, strategic, because many marriages are strategic. It's for either for finances, for clout, for access, for raising children. There are different,
I even want us to describe this money, because yes, women marry for money. Women marry because money a man will provide. But the way they are describing it is that a woman will just look at you, you're not a Dangote, cannot make me fly private jet, and that's how she'll choose who she marries. No, that's not what we're talking about. A man who knows that I'm talking to you, and you called me and you've run out of credit, even if it's 100 naira is cents, a woman can say, this is a caring person. These are some things she will look at. But the one that will not send credit, that is a, what's it called? They call it a broke something gang or a stingy men gang. All those things are raining now. Who will tell you, go and buy it yourself? You're not calling me. You know, that doesn't show corresponding care. Tokpa used the word. It's not kind. It's, you know, everything has a definition for all his behavior. He's not somebody you want to end up with. We're not talking of large amount of money as a determinant for what a woman marries. Some women are wired like that. They want for soft life, and the man who can provide it. We have plenty tweets actually. Arewa Ghost says, let me start from where he started. He says, Tokwe, you're contradicting yourself. There are women doing well and looking for real love, but what's the ratio? Only a man can love and marry a lady without without nothing to bring in. But a woman loves conditionally. That's not true. The men also check what you are bringing in. And she said, love affairs. Nowadays. He said love affairs vary from region to region. So the definition of love in Lagos is different from definition of love in Niger and other places.
Let me take Yemi from Ikotu.
Okay.
Good morning, Yemi. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning.
I have listened to your discussion and we did not really put interest in the position of God.
Position of? The position of God.
God, Almighty God.
Okay.
Look at Rebecca and Isaac. They did not hurt. That's how God wanted it to be. The problem we are making in marriage all over the world, we don't speak to God. God, I need a wife. God has a specific woman for a particular man. If I now choose to go and marry another person's wife, I will have problems. Or if you marry another person's husband, you will have problems. But if you marry the bone of your bone, it cannot be problem. That is not the issue. We need to go back to God. Let's go back to our author. God is our author. He knows everything before we were created. Before you were formed in your mother's womb, I knew this. He knows everything about us. If you go back to God,
thank you very much, Jimmy. I wish we got this comment earlier in the show. Would have made this a hot topic because this comment itself is a hot topic. Very hot. We've heard it in church
so many times,
and it has formed. In fact, it has become a concept. It has become some kind of a theory, you know, that people follow, and it can be debated depending on which angle you're standing on. That's what he said. Is exactly what I was raised with. That's what I know.
I mentioned I went to pray, right? And I mentioned it, but I do not think that. They said there's only one person that God only gave Adam a wife. Every other person chose. There's a school of thought that every other person chose. They chose within their region. They chose, went to your father's side. They chose. Adam got a wife. The rest were given a choice. And that idea of, oh, this is the bone of my bone, they've debunked this, that. What if the person dies and the people remarry? They don't marry the bone of another person's bone. I think that we should not use religion to block our eyes from sin. And I believe you should pray, but I don't think it's that idea of, oh, this is the person for me, one and only person. If I miss it, I've missed out in life. I've missed out on destiny. That's not true, please. Okay. Let's not push that narrative.
I've also seen the abuse. So in Islam, we do what we call Sihara, a prayer to guide, a prayer for guidance. And a lot of girls back then in university would be like, I've done the prayer, yeah, I dreamt and saw him, auntie. You dreamt and thought of your last, of your
guy.
Yes.
One that you want to marry is what you dream
of, yes.
Exactly.
And the guys will not be saying, she dreamt of me. She did not follow God's order. God did not write her a letter. You know.
But do you believe, do you think that God also has a role to play in your selection of wife?
Of course. In fact, we believe that you won't even meet him at all. From the onset, you won't even meet him at all. That means your your spouse or your boyfriend or your husband. You won't even meet him at all. So we call it kadara. That is destiny. Okay. Yeah. So if you are destined to be with someone, you automatically meet the person. So when you meet the person and marriage happens, then you are meant to be.
We like the idea of that.
Believe. That's what we believe.
Wow.
So if you met the person, you have 3 choices. You pray about a guidance. The mistake they now make is that the one that you now have extra feelings for. Some people ask for a sign. Some people, well, I understood this Sierra too well to ask for a sign. I asked for a lifetime of guidance. You know, I don't know what the journey will bring, but if it is your will, it will be worked out. And the very first test I had in my marriage, huge one, is a lifetime one, was dealt with. And I see the evidence of it every day, and I'm grateful that God guided that way, because it could have been another way with any other person.
Okay, we have to wrap up. Let's take a few comments and we wrap up on this.
Somebody says, good morning. I think you all need to discuss love and like as a topic, because to me, we get to grow love from like. Some women don't understand this fact. Another person said, I don't subscribe with Yemi, this particular man, and to a particular woman, Mbanu. Though I'm not disagreeing with the aspect of prayer.
The general says, so much fake life in Abuja and Lagos. I married without a job. She said she knew I was going somewhere. I married her because she's very intellectual and wise. Today, especially living in the north, I am being honored because I support her to do her PhD. Ogun says, one question please. How many of the ladies can marry a jobless guy? So how many guys would marry jobless ladies? Not all ladies marry for material things, but majority does.
Please, let's go back to what I said before, because talking about value, you can be jobless, but can be a person value.
Exactly. You
have dreams, goals.
You have prospects. Yes, we can see prospects. I'm like, oh, okay, this guy, yes, he's going to become something.
I will share this story. When I met my husband, yes, he didn't have a job, but his presence, his charisma, the conversations we had, the quality of ideas he was talking about.
He was also in the pursuit of his goals.
Yes.
He did not come and sit down.
I know.
And say, tell your daddy that I want to. There was one that told me, tell your daddy that I want to work in NNPC. That's where you're tired from. And me too, I went to tell my dad.
And such a person, you will not be saying they did not want to marry you because you did not have a job. And like I've seen relationships grow. People that are dating, they are married now. When they met, the guy wasn't doing anything. But while the guy wasn't doing anything, the guy now is working as an HR. The guy was doing his certified, to become a certified HR, CIPM. He did CIPM when they were dating. Then he got a job, and before he even got that job, he was consulting. You might not have a job, but you must be doing something. Nobody wants to marry someone.
In fact, you can have 5,000 in your account. 5,000 naira and debt, and yet you have a prospect of 50 million naira because of the way you carry yourself.
I was working in High TV, HITV, and I was a high level person there, and I was driving the Prado. Many of my colleagues were at that level, in very, very high class. I was one with confidence. He would drive his Triple J. We used to call that car Triple J. He would drive it inside and park in front
of your Prado.
In front of everybody. It's very visible. Maybe I was thinking,
park at the side.
Park outside. He will park, he will enter, park. He'll come down with confidence. The confidence in itself that it exudes makes you feel like, this man will care for you. He will protect you. He will defend you. He will stand up for you. This is because he doesn't see anybody else.
I did not tell my parents. My mom found out, I think it was like a month after wedding, that we were owing rent on our house that we married into. And she said, did I know? I said, I knew. I knew he was owing house rent. And I still married him into the house. And we gathered, it was like, wait, this money from your spraying. Let me say, partial rent. I knew, but I didn't tell them, because if I told my parents, they would disagree. So it's not, sometimes because you know what you want to achieve, you will, if till today, just say it's your lack of confidence that is not allowing you to approach it.
To approach a good girl.
Simple.
Yes, that's just it.
Thank you very much, Ramata. I hope you enjoyed the show as much as we did. That's all we can take on today's show. Join us again tomorrow. See you then. Bye for now.